Well, Sláinte and how do you do, buckaroos? How the heck are you? You know who I am. We don't need to go through this spiel, do we? We don't need to do that again, do we really, Tom? Okay. Let me check this real quick. Oh, mercy. This is my last, well, I was going to say last vacation day. That's not true. Tomorrow is my last vacation day, but this is the last one that I can actually stay up late and drink. Because tomorrow I've got to get back in, back in the mindset to go back to work. So I'll be taking it easy tomorrow. Uh, so I'll probably stay up a little bit later tonight, push it a little farther because it's my last, that last hurrah, if you will. Anyway, I digress. Let me make sure that's working though. Make sure I got that rocking. Yep. There we go. Let me check this again here. Got out briefly this evening. There's a club in town here that's been very iconic. Nathan P. Murphy's. Um, um, and I'm not going to go into the situation that the owners are going through because that's their business, and I'm not going to tell their business. But I will say that they're probably near the end of the run. But they've been such a great place for this town. I mean, they brought artists to this town that other places didn't. And there was a moment in time where there wasn't a lot of showcase clubs in town, and there still isn't really per se. But at one, there was a moment in time where this was the place, right? And unfortunately, other places have, well, I say unfortunately, other places have popped up, but they're not doing the same thing for live music that Nathan P. Murphy's did, and that's the sad part. I'm glad other places are having live music, but they're not supporting it in the same way that that particular club did. So I need to get after this evening, even briefly for a benefit show, at least for them to know I was there and make a donation. So, anyways, Nathan P. Murphy's uh, will always hold a special place in my heart for a whole lot of reasons. A lot for the acts that they brought to town, but a lot of it is for the way they treated myself, my wife, and our kids. I mean, both of our kids uh, love seeing shows out there. Um, at least again for a period of time. Uh, my daughter was never really into that scene as much, but going out there with me and everybody was always nice for her because I always treated her very special. But my son loved the particular music, so he was, always enthralled. But boy, anyways, it was nice just to get out there for a moment in time, right? Anyway, forgot what I was doing there. I got talking there. Let me get this going real quick. Like, as always, if anybody listening wants to have any questions or comments, please put it up there. I'm more than happy to have a conversation with you. If you'd like to jump on screen, and there's no reason for you to want to. If you do, that's great. If not, I'm okay with that too. But I'll send you a link if you want to have a conversation. Tell me what you're drinking. I guess over the years, right, everybody's lifestyle changes, right? You start out doing these things. I mean, I do the videos a lot different now than I did them way back in about 20 or 2009 when I first started doing them. And you meet people along the way, and things work for a period of time, and then they don't work anymore. So sometimes you got to rethink and say, "Hey, I appreciate this moment in time," but sometimes it just becomes time to move on, I guess. Oops. Can't get that to work for me at the moment. But I think for me, it's more about just not having any, ill will for anybody. So, hey, this worked for a period of time. It doesn't work anymore. I'm okay with that too. Let me pour this here. Fix myself up some whiskey. Let me get that figured out there. There we go. I got couple ounces chilled there of some aged shine. Unfortunately, I don't know a lot about this product other than, in all honesty, I like it. I bought it out of curiosity. I found it at a store as we get crossed back over to Missouri on vacation. Um, if they're out of Kimberling City, I didn't realize they were there. In all honesty, if I'd have realized they were there at that moment in time, I probably would have took a detour coming home and stopped and hit them. But I didn't realize. I think they probably wouldn't have closed that day. But nevertheless, I do need to find a way to get out there. Though I do found their product rather intriguing, though. So I do have some chilled. I don't want to serve it on the rocks because I don't want too much ice. But the truth is, I'll probably have this sitting on ice longer than I typically wanted to. So the only thing I don't know exactly what they're using to make this shine product. You can use anything. I can make an assumption that it's sugar, but I don't know that for a fact. I don't even know what it's aged on or how it's aged. I'm going to make an assumption that it's oak barrels, but quite frankly, it could be oak staves. Hell, I just don't know. But what I will tell you again is that I really like the product. I could tell that it's short aged because it's not nuanced, and I do feel a lot of oak per se, but I don't feel those barrel notes, if you will. I'm not getting those vanilla and spice, those big barrel, but you can definitely smell a lot of oak on the nose. So it's not a real nuanced product, but having said that, at 120 proof, it is a rather easy product to drink, and that kind of surprises me that there's no burn whatsoever. Which again makes me very curious to what they're using, right? Or what they're aging it on, because this is one of the smoothest 120 and change proof shines that I've ever had in my life. I mean, it is just easy to drink. Again, it's not nuanced. You're not getting a lot of notes. I'm not going to pretend that it is, but it isn't hard to drink at all. And quite frankly, it's rather enjoyable. It is very sweet, though. I'm picking up a lot of sugars. Now, they mention a lot of caramel and buttery notes. I'm personally not getting that in the same way. I'm picking up more of a raw sugar note. And typically, if you're getting buttery notes, it's an off note or an off flavor. But again, I'm thinking bourbon or I'm thinking whiskey. Shine is kind of a different animal, so I may be misrepresenting. But again, this is at 120.8, and I'm gonna tell you, man, if somebody just handed me a shot of this, I would have thought it'd be 80 proof top end because there's no bite, there's no burn. It is extremely easy to drink. And before I get too far down the road, or before I talk for too long, because I've already talked for almost 10 fucking minutes, didn't realize that. I get long winded sometimes. I wanted to get this beer down like 10 minutes ago, so I got to add one last Pacifico left. Want to drink it while it was extremely cold, but now I've had it sitting up there for 10 minutes. So, anyway, lunch. Damn, Tom, quit talking and just drink. Uh, I have had a nice vacation, though. I didn't take a lot of days off this year, not as many as I did last year, but it was kind of vacation slash staycation, right? We didn't stay home the whole time, but we weren't gone a long time either, right? We're only gone about 4 days, which still gave me about 4 days to be at home and take it easy, right? So I still had that. I had that cushion. Last year was it was that immediate. We got home, we were tired. Uh, I had one. I left myself 1 day cushion, but I ended up getting called back to work a day early, and there wasn't that moment to really just take a breath. Right. This time I've had that moment to just relax and not have to do anything for a few days. There was a couple days where the wife and I didn't do anything. But I did get out a couple days and meet some friends, and I got out for a short time tonight, as I said earlier. And then tomorrow will be, that reality check, right? Just okay, try to sleep in. There'll be no drinking tomorrow. Get your mind right to go back to work. I mean, in all honesty, I don't go back to work until 3 o'clock on Monday. So I mean, I could drink tomorrow, but I typically try to, I get myself back in focus. The older I get, the more things. How do I say this right? I have to do things very rigid. Right? Things have to be done in a very particular way that I didn't have to do as a younger person. So as I'm older, I've got to really go. Okay, take a breath. You're going to work Monday. We're going to do things a very specific way today. Sunday, you can relax, take a breath. We go back to work Monday. But the truth is, I love my job. It's the least stressful job I've had in my entire life. So, what stress there is, I mean, is nothing compared to what I've dealt with in the past. So it won't be so bad. But it's always that end of vacation, going back to work thing. You know what I mean? Uh, I didn't do any live videos for about 2 weeks up until today. Because we just didn't want to do any live while we were gone. We kind of send the message that we were out of town. Not that anybody would care. Well, I'm poor and don't own anything we're stealing, but nevertheless, it's just not good to tell people you're gone. Um, I didn't do a lot of videos while I was out either, mostly because I that, there was a period of time when that's all I concentrated on, right? It's doing these damn videos. But the problem was I was missing out on what was going on. So I just wanted to concentrate on just, meeting up with a couple of old friends this trip. I got to see Josiah Moody again. I got to see John, the beer snob again. We got to hang out, knock a few beers back, tell some lies, cause a little havoc. It was nice just to be able to, hey, we're two old guys just being really stupid. But it was just nice to visit some place I hadn't been to in quite some time. I revisited a couple places that were still there from the last time I was there, but went to some new places too, met some new people, and it was nice because there wasn't a lot of pressure on this trip, and that's always nice as well. Set that down for a second. I kind of forgot about my whiskey. I had made a point of getting my whiskey chilled, and I forgot about it. I let it get warm. So, anyways, anyways, I digress. Luncheon. Yeah, that's what's really throwing me off about this particular shine is that I've got another shine, and I don't want to mention the name right now. Well, I bought two other shines, one at 110, another one at 120. And the other one at 120 is very good too. But I got the one at 110, and I really like their other products. But the Shine product, you kind of get that nail polish remover kind of feel, right? But this one at 120, I mean, well, those other two are unaged, by the way, so it's not quite the same thing. But What I'm saying is that this is at 120, and I'm not getting any of that shine burn at all that you would expect to. I mean, especially at 120, I'd expect to feel something. And I do taste the oak, but it almost tastes like, for lack of a better phrase, I'm gonna say raw oak. I taste the wood, right? I'm not getting I'm not getting those barrel notes per se. I'm not getting the vanilla, the spice, but I'm certainly feeling the wood there. But I got to tell you, the shine has no burn at all. So I'm really curious to what they're using, how they're. I mean, I want to know their process now. I'm just extremely intrigued. Now I'm really upset I didn't get a chance to get to their distiller. Now I want to go really bad. I wish I'd have went there today. No, I don't. Didn't have the money. I'm broke. I'm broke for a couple of weeks, but Kimberly City, it's not that far from here, so I could find a way to get out there. But yeah, no. Having said that, now I'm really curious because this stuff is interesting. I am. I don't. I was looking on their website where I bought this product. They had a lot of their products, but it was all flavored stuff. The only one that wasn't was this. What intrigues me a little bit is that I didn't see a white dog product, which an unaged version of, which it seems like everybody always has. You have this short aged product, which is just gorgeous. But now I'm curious. I want to taste their white dog product, right? I don't want those flavors. I'm not that guy, but boy, I gotta tell you, this stuff is rather intriguing. Let me show you that bottle one more time if you're curious. Black Sea Shines. Yeah, I wasn't familiar with them. Like I said, I found them at a liquor store as we crossed back over into Missouri. But damn, I wish I'd have realized they were there and I'd have found a way to get there. Anyways, I digress. Let me finish off this beer as well. There we go. And since we've been going at it close to 20 minutes now, I'm going to end this one. We may start another one shortly. I am. We don't care. Done the beer whisper, beer evangelist, prolific drinker, perverted wisdom, and also Tom the whiskey whisper, whiskey evangelist, prolific whiskey drinker, perverted wisdom all around.